beautiful Akron at the table. Ryan, where are you at? How much of it? Do you want me to read this about traffic?
No.
Okay. Alright, hold on, I gotta get it.
When I speak, you don't record it.
Yeah, this is gonna be live right here. Why? What's wrong?
I just want to have it. Have it recorded on my phone.
Today we're here to talk about Canton. Today we're here to talk about white supremacy. Today we're here to talk about a fucked up situation that happened. So many of you have seen the video. I'm sure that's why you are all here, or your friend told you about what happened. And if I'm not mistaken, it hasn't right across the street, right? I'm not from here, so I just want to make sure I have the address correct. Yeah. Okay, so yes, Cameron coming out of a bar or chilling with friends, or coming down the street, whatever she was doing. There was a group actually Proudwood, and they were kind of chilling, and the president of the Canton chapter of the Proud Boys was belligerently drunk, got up, and took it upon himself to walk over to Cameron, call her the N-word with a hard R and a bitch, and also punched her in the face. He has been arrested, but he is not on bond. There was court today, he is taking it to trial, and he's pleading not guilty. I'm not sure exactly if the family is going to show up today. I know the lawyer may be here to speak. But with that being said, I do kind of want to jump right into the speaker so everyone has plenty of time so you can, say what they have to say. So Nika wants to come up. She's the president of the Erickson Tenant Union and Freedom Live.
Hello everyone, my name is Akron Ohio. I am an organizer of the Freedom Block. I am also the president of the Erickson Tenant Union.
Yeah.
As a black woman living in Akron, Ohio, I have been framed for drugs that an Akron officer knew weren't mine. I have been discriminated against when it came to housing, not because of my income, but because of the color of my skin. Black women have been beaten, enslaved, stereotyped before the day I was born. You would think after fighting for this country, the fact that this country robbed our ancestors of their heritage, dignity, honor, and innocence, that black women could walk down the street without getting called disrespectful names and being punched in the face and shedding blood. As black women, as a black woman, speaking for all blacks, the question is, haven't we shedded enough blood? Had that been a black woman or a black man, they will be still in jail awaiting trial. This was an unjustified crime, a hate crime. And a hate crime is what he should be charged with.
Yeah.
If you excuse this is going to send a message that it is okay for the next person to do it. There is no equity in the justice system when it comes to blacks. What if this was your daughter, your sister, your cousin, or your friend? How would you feel? As Martin Luther King Jr. said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. Please don't let this be one of those days that you become silent. Thank you.
Thank you, Mika. Is Mariah here? She's starting to hear way forward.
Mariah.
I just kind of want to speak a little bit on what Mika said. As a black woman, that perspective is something that a lot of people don't put into perspective. as a black woman, we struggle with things that black men, white women, and a woman or man of any other nationality will never be able to experience. We experience disrespect on a level that we can't even begin to explain. We experience neglect, hatred, like I said, disrespect, straight up racism, sexism, misogyny, narcissism, every single day of our life. That's because that's what has been embedded into men in our society. And it's something that we have been trying to teach ourselves, to kind of untrain ourselves out of that. And I'm so proud of how far we've come. But as a black woman, to see another black woman disrespected like that, another little girl who looks like me, who looks like my daughter, disrespected like that, the same way we were disrespected 60 years ago, beaten, sprayed with hoses, with no remorse, by hundreds of white supremacists, by hundreds of people who didn't care about us, who didn't care about our lives. So when I saw that video, I don't know if it felt like I saw it in black and white, because it's not something that should be happening in 2022. It's literally something that came from the 60s, something our grandparents have been fighting for, something we are still fighting for today. I have to assume Mariah's not here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Our next speaker is Mariah.
Just a second here.
Absolutely, take your time. I love Mariah, y'all. Mariah supports. Let me tell you, Mariah supports. She lives in Canton. She comes to Akron. She comes to Cleveland. Everything. Support. Seattle. All kinds of stuff.
Highland back. Okay, so another one thing today was also supposed to be a national. A statewide walkout for high school and students to close the bill they're trying to pass in Ohio after this representative that was banned from diverse or controversial history. So that means queer history, black history, women's studies, all that would be banned to being taught in elementary school, middle school, high school. That would empower parents to sue the school. So can we get a no for that? Hell no.
Hell no.
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? So that brings me to the point. My protest sign: abolish that vote. Abolish it, hey. Thank you, darling. Because literally, we got students out here who are protesting. We're protesting, but protesting only goes so far. When it comes time to making the policy that the ones who are elected in office, we have a systematic power behind them to actually write these laws. All the causing to the laws, we want to get ahead of them and actually the problem with the vote. It's called Children with the Politics by Michael Cummings. Get it from your local library, and I'm going to be posting the first chapter on my YouTube channel, See How Your Power Pronounced. But let me give you a brief story. I was protesting today at Canton High School. I simply went up there to ask if they were participating in the protest. And the gay principal came out, the gay sellout came out and said, oh, you can't be talking to the students and potentially inspiring them to protest. And all I simply asked was, are y'all protesting? I called up head before I came out there, and they said, oh, well, we're not doing it because that's not a factor for us. Right, because the gay children getting beat by their parents at age 4 and murder ain't a factor for you. Gay children are getting murdered by their parents. Although Perez was murdered at age 10 by his mother and his father in the state of California. These names need to be taught to the children so they can know what's that. It needs to be taught. And I think I've out of my 2 minutes. But ranked express voting. Ohio needs ranked express voting. Ranked express voting will allow you to select more than one candidate. The state of Alaska has ranked express voting, but the state of Maine has ranked express voting. If Ohio gets makes a look that will empower us to move beyond the two-party system so we can, get some more control over our elections and whatnot. And we also need somebody here Sierra's been doing, Sierra and myself, activists like us, we have been doing these protests for a while. It takes a lot of energy, especially if I can job. And I'm paying a job. So we need to actually be out behind somebody, put one of us in office and make them look what we're trying to do. So we have to sit down power behind it. I'm not saying God be me, but I could also be off your hand. All right, thank you for letting me speak.
And next we have Kiana, the Vice President of the Akron Tenant Union. Kiana.
Yeah.
You want to Kiana Winchester. I am the Vice President. I am the Vice President of I was nervous today, but at the same time, I didn't know what I was going to say. But as me being a single black mom, I got a lot. But the simple fact is, the Congress, the government, everybody want to ask us about ethics. But what does ethics really mean to them? Equity means equal rights across all these things. But we don't see that. As a black woman, we're always put on a back burner, and has always been put on a back burner. We can't get no help because of the color of our skin. I done got apartment turned down because I was black, and I didn't I was black because I have kids. And that's not fair. I don't understand. We are different colors. If we not the right shade, we not getting what we want. We not getting nowhere. They're not gonna give us no help. They're not gonna tell us about what we worlds that can help us build or better ourselves. But the moment we try to better ourselves, they knock us down. And that's not fair. Look how many different colors are out here today. How many people came out for the same cause? We all different colors, but when we agree, we all the same. So I really don't understand when it's a problem, why we can't get along. When we all come at once, we can live better and be better. But unfortunately, it's not like that. And it's harder for me to ask a girl, black mom with black kids. And it's sad that you have to be scared because they want to make them environment, a statistic of their environment. And when they keep painting in them kids' heads, that's what they think that's how it's supposed to be, and it's not fair. I should be able to come over there and leave out of there. If you don't like me, don't say nothing to me. But it ain't like that, and it ain't fair. Also, everybody's cold. Please make sure there are workers up there. Please make sure you're paying warmer. Snacks, hot chocolate. All right, our next speaker is going to be Ali with Freedom Blog.
I am Ali. I'm with the Freedom Block, Maria Beck's the organizer. And what we saw on that video a couple of weeks ago was a hate crime.
Yeah.
And it should be judged that way.
Yeah.
I have a black mother, I have black sisters, and I don't want them to have to go through the same things that woman went through. It's wrong.
Come on, brother. You got this? Speak up. No, sorry, man.
That was a blatant act of racism. And that should be 2022, and that shouldn't be happening anymore. I'm sorry, I just made it a little more emotional.
Yeah, it's all in.
But yeah, something has to be done about this. Something definitely has to be done about this. And I appreciate every single one of you coming out.
How you doing?
Because every voice matters. Every color matters, every voice matters. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
If Rob or Jabari here, I'm sorry.
At least you said something. That's really all that matters. What else here?
Obey the law. Respect everyone. But if somebody puts his hands on you, you send them to the cemetery. That's what Malcolm X told us. And Malcolm X was right about that. If you got a passion and hate in your heart against Nazis, give me a fuck Nazis right now.
Fuck Nazis!
I'm tired of coming to these events where we gather together and the most serious people in the city gather and organize and mobilize and they demand action and shit don't change. That's dead. We're tired of asking for a response when something happens to our people. One of our own was attacked by a damn Nazi and what's being done about it? Nothing. So we're going to do something about it. We're going to take community defense into our own damn hands.
Yeah.
We're each other up. We're going to take care of each other's material needs. If somebody tells us that they need something, we're going to get it done. There's going to be no win. And when somebody attacks a Nazi, they're going to run. That's an attack on our community. When you attack our community, we hit back.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck Nazis!
I don't know about y'all.
There we go.
Alright. Is Sean here?
He could not make it today.
Okay, and what about David?
I don't believe so. We can move on to the noise demo and chance.
Alright.
Unless Rob
you wanna speak?
All right, Rob's gonna speak too. Rob. Rob. Yeah.
Oh yes, I love Rob. Come on, Rob. You gotta say a couple words. And I might even pressure Destiny to say something. Baby.
I'll go ahead and say get here a little late. Come to work. Probably get here a little late.
We'll go down and
I'm in Cleveland, but
They ain't coming for you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, y'all. I want to be over here. I don't like that. I always try to make Go ahead.
I'm here late, but I had to be here with my comrades. I had to be here with the community.
If you want to walk with me, he's right next to me. No? Okay.
First and
Need
foremost,
more hand
all power
warmers?
to the people, free
That's
to
my
land.
older two. My little one's not here. That's Kyan and Kenzie. All right.
Far right, Nazis, fascists, etc. Whatever you want to call them, I call them pigs. They think they can get away with assaulting people. They think they can get away with putting their hands on black women, indigenous women, etc. Anybody. And we have to let that be clear that it's no longer acceptable. It's never been acceptable, and it never will be acceptable. Because all of us here look out for each other. You know, one of the major reasons why we had started the Filipino Gun Club in Cleveland was exactly because of this. We wanted to provide an organization and space where those felt security, they felt protection, they felt secure.
Ken feels
And on
moved
top
and
of
made
that,
me
they
speak a
learned
minute.
the survival skills and tools needed to help feel confident to defend each other. So I encourage everybody here, you know, whether you get involved with the gun club or not, form your own organizations and connections and coordination or within the organizations that you're already part of for self-defense, for community protection. I've heard conversations about doing the street sweeps and patrols here in this neighborhood, whether you're armed or not. People should look out for each other. People should walk each other to the cars. people should do security as this. Anything, anywhere, we should all be looking out for each other. As my comrade Jabir said, attack one of us, attack all of us. You know, we got to make it be clear that they will no longer get away with this.
Right.
Because we're here and we're going to make it be known. So I appreciate everybody being here. We're going to hold it down. Because if you're up in Cleveland, don't mean we ain't going to be down here acting like you are right now. Because we all link up together. All power to the people, free the land.
All power to the people.
I'm gonna have you actually, nope, I'm gonna have you hold on to that because I'm gonna need your assistance.
I'm holding on to this.
Where's Ken at?
All right, Simon. You doing something?
Hold up, where's Ken at?
We probably ain't gonna finish it, so.
Yeah, I wasn't going to speak because I usually really don't speak when I come out to protest too often. But since I'm a part of this community, I guess, I come down here quite a bit. You know what I mean? I wasn't down here that night for doing enforcement operations. You know what I'm saying? Just saying that that's outrageous. Like, for shit like that to still happen, if we're having for something like that to happen so close to home, where I come, where the mother of my children comes to. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous. I had to be here, and you know, I had to be here, and I had to speak because you have to speak out against this shit. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You see it all the time, like slightly, but some shit like that happen so blatantly, just so boldly. It's just, you know what I mean? It was ridiculous. And you know what I'm saying? I just can't stand that. I won't stand for that. I just have to anybody who comes down here, especially people that aren't from around here, you know, for sure to have to. We appreciate you standing with us in solidarity. So thank you. Fuck Nazis.
Fuck Nazis.
Fuck Nazis.
Fuck Nazis.
All right, so I just want to give a huge shout out to all the organizations that are here representing. We've got 30 people, Akron, Consistency Speak, Freedom Block, the huge Gun Fund, Opportunity, and Air Energy Union, I get everybody back to this LLC. Anybody else? National Right Association.
Appreciate you.
And are there any other organizations that want to be shouted out for being present? Canton Food Not Mom?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any other organizations? Any other community organizations?
Anybody?
First Grace UCC, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Destiny Stark, huge online activist. Please follow her, Destiny Stark or Destiny Jackson on all platforms. Anybody else? I know Jake Liebler does a lot of good work for the community. Thank you for being here. The All African People Revolutionary Party. Got it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And of course, Black Lives Matter all day, every day.
Yeah.
Fuck racist, fuck Trump, fuck Biden too for real. Fuck all of them, fuck the system, the whole damn system is guilty as hell. Isn't that what we say in protest? Alright, I think we're gonna jump right into the noise demonstration. Ryan, where are you at?
Right here.
Where you at? Are we
Like any type of movement as far as where we're at?
If people want to spread out along the road, you know, along the sidewalk while we chant and make noise or whatever.
Okay.
Alright, if y'all want to kind of spread out around, you guys are welcome to.
Real quick. So I was just informed about a murder that took place by Akron Pigs here a few years ago. So I just wanted to have a moment of silence for a brother named Muhammad, who was murdered by Akron Pigs, shot about 15 times. So let's just real quick before we make some noise, let's round it.
And actually, I don't want to take put too much attention on anybody. But before we make some noise, can we have a moment of silence and respect to the family members who are here? So we're gonna take a moment of silence and then make some noise. Muhammad.
Say his name.
Estefan. Estefan.
Muhammad Estefan.
Isafan.
Estefan.
Estefan.
Muhammad. Say his name.
Muhammad.
Say his name.
Muhammad.
Say his name.
Muhammad.
Say it louder.
Muhammad.
I can't hear you.
Muhammad.
Say his name.
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 Muhammad.
Say Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Muhammad's lives matter.
Muhammad's life matters.
Black Lives Matter.
Are we taking a screenshot?
I don't know.
Muhammad's lives matter.
Go talk to Sierra.
You got at least 40. It's up to you.
It's the conditioning.
Yeah, the conditions are real bad. So.
So I will do my best to connect to the people on my team that need to try and get something right now. Get the story back into more of an experience so that we can get his name and his story back out there so that people know what happened, so that people know what's going on in this community. Was shot at his car on December 29th on Britton Road near the intersection of Britton and Evans. No body cams were present, nor dash cams. However, there is a business across the street that has a video. The family has filed federal charges. Please Google Akron shooting on Britton Road. Please help keep this case alive. The family needs you. His daughter needs your support. She is in a wheelchair. She is the only child of Muhammad. Her family has taken death threats, nails in their tires, ridicule, and harassment online. These officers harassed Muhammad post-mortem, telling him to sleep when he should have said. And we'll tell you what else.
Fuck you!
Federal court has been promised. Pray for them, support them, protect them. And on behalf of their family, I thank you all. Please look it up so you can get the information that we are not allowed to share with you today. Even louder to why we're here today. It shows, kind of the pattern and the representation within the community and things that have become societally acceptable here. And, I'm really proud of everyone who's from around here. I get actually a whole from Akron, who's actually from here.
Hey.
Okay. And then can I get all of my hot powder?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everyone who's from out of town. I'm not even from Akron, I'm kidding. I So I definitely, on behalf of, getting guys and everything together, for come here and put everything together. So I just really appreciate everyone for being here. So, y'all march. Do it. I think that was the easy one. All right, cool. Yeah.
I can't hear you. I think we can get a couple cars. You think we should do it with this weather?
Yeah.
Okay.
They done salted the roads, y'all.
Well then, we need.
They done salted the roads. We got traction now, y'all.
And if you want to ask for car volunteers, escort.
Anybody want to volunteer to drive?
We got two.
Go with Sierra. Go with Sierra. Drivers, go with Sierra.
Y'all just want to block or y'all want to march?
You could march and do a noise demo outside.
Okay, I guess I don't know the demographics. Who's the matter? Can I get all those people who just raised their hands? Come here.
I was going to say to anybody.
Okay, so if we're like kind of blocking the road and standing right here. Alright. If you ask me, I take off the car. I said 900 down 12 people. We got 40. My only concern is the city buses. How though? That's the thing. The only reason I don't like the starter buses is like the public transportation because a lot of black people and poor people and impoverished people need that to respond for. We use that to work. And I don't hear somebody coming yellow at me or protest for being like, wow, I'm on second straight because they're coming late because of you. So it ain't gonna be me. Have you got 25? Alright, let's go. Come on. We got about 25 minutes now. Alright, take the street. Take the street.
Hey.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Say Black Lives Matter! Say Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Say Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
No justice, no peace!
Take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
No justice, no peace!
Take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
Justice, no peace!
We can get a ring. Take it to the streets, they fuck the police!
No justice, no peace!
They want no justice!
No peace!
They want no justice!
No peace! No peace!
Fuck the fucking police! I said no justice! Fuck the fucking police! I said
Go around, go around.
fuck the fucking police! I said no justice! Fuck the fucking police! I said no justice!
No peace!
Fuck the fucking police!
No peace.
Fuck the fucking police that say no justice.
No peace.
Fuck the fucking police. Whole streets.
Our streets.
Whole streets.
Our streets.
Whole streets.
Our streets.
Whole streets.
Our streets.
Whole streets.
Our streets. Let them go that. Our streets.
Whole streets.
Our streets.
Whole streets.
Our streets.
Oh, I love when people
Hey.
get pissed off about this.
People be dying high. Children are being murdered by their parents for being gun high. So they have to take the speak for a moment. I have to take the speak for a moment. Samir Ryan was murdered at the age of 12, man.
Alright, if I could get everyone to kind of get a little bit more organized, can we make like a solid line in the middle? I want to have more of a demonstration.
Stay right
Samir
there.
Ryan is now high.
Can I get my white people on the outside, my black people on the inside?
Colonize to the outside, colonize people to the inside.
Let them through, it's fine.
You from around here?
People don't understand why we're out here, but it's to make a point of we're not going to stand for the bullshit that happened. We're not going to stand for the racism. We're not going to stand for the fascism. We're not going to stand for hate crimes in our own community. We're not. We are all from Ohio. This affects every single one of us. Just like MLK said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So this affects my city. I tell people all the time, we go down to Columbus. How many people have been down to Columbus with me? How many people have been down to Columbus? Every single one of you who have been to Columbus has shown representation to your entire
Just because
state.
we don't have a lot of numbers.
We have to make a difference in our capitals. We have to make a difference in these bigger cities in Ohio because Akron is one of them. If we can make a difference in Akron, Canton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lorraine, Youngstown, we can make a difference in them little-ass, red-ass hick cities too. That's the thing. That's why it's so important. So continue this fight. Be out here when you can. Come to Canton when you can. Go to Cleveland. Support Columbus. Support Cincinnati. Support your entire state. Because this affects everybody. This affects Cleveland. This affects Cincy. This affects every single one of us. So thank you for being out here. I don't want to take up too much of these people's time. And we have the police here now. And we have a bus. I want to get out of this bus's way. So
Come on, guys.
Let's get out of the road. Say Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
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 No justice.
No peace.
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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
10, 11, fuck 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
Say Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
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 Thank you guys. What?
Ready to knock crowds at the table. Thank you.
Alright, so if